Guild Wars 2 is a great game to play overall, but it does a terrible job of setting up new players for success. From the establishment of your first character or figuring out how to navigate the user interface, expansion content, or just feedback on if you are playing the class properly, often leaves players confused and then drives them away from the game before it even gets good. For those of you who are new here, I am Silhouette, a veteran player of the franchise with 12,000 hours in Guild Wars 1, now called Guild Wars Reforged, and 14,000 hours in Guild Wars 2, where I played through the highs and lows of this game's development and have learned a lot of tips and tricks along the way. In this video series, I'll be covering all of the ins and outs of Guild Wars 2 for new players and explaining the various systems in detail so you can better grasp the game and hopefully stick with one of the most slept on game franchises that is still being actively developed. For this episode, we are going to be going over the absolute basics. In my past videos on the topic, people felt that I started too far along into the journey, so I hope to correct those errors here. One last note before we start, I am an ArenaNet partner, so if you find this video or series helpful, consider using my referral link in the description below when purchasing Guild Wars 2 products. I do get a commission based on them, and it is no cost to you. It helps support the channel, and I very much appreciate it. However, your viewership is always more than enough. Without further ado, this is the new player roadmap, and let's get started on our first stop on this journey, account creation. There are two distinct ways to play Guild Wars 2, through the ArenaNet client and through the Steam client, and the only real distinction is the timing of sales and the ability to use game codes in-game. If you have the Steam client version of Guild Wars 2, any gem codes or expansion codes that are purchased from a third party will not be available to be added to your account. You have to purchase expansions, DLCs, and premium currency through Steam, whereas through the ArenaNet client, you can use gem codes or expansion codes from external sources or directly from ArenaNet. In addition to this, if you are a Guild Wars 1 veteran, or you may want to play Guild Wars Reforged at some point in the future, ensure that your Guild Wars account is on the same platform as your Guild Wars 2 account. So if you're playing on Steam, but you have a Guild Wars account from 2006, you won't be able to link them. In short, Steam accounts link with Steam accounts and ArenaNet accounts link with ArenaNet accounts. Simple enough, but it is very easy to overlook when you are getting started. Moving on to stop number 2, character creation and class selection. After creating your account, you will be greeted with the character selection screen, or if you have no characters, it will jump you right into character creation. All of these races are identical in terms of function, however, they do start in different areas. You will be able to play with friends. However, if you are on a free-to-play account, there are level restrictions in terms of fast traveling, so it is probably best to make the same race so you can play together right from level 1. Beyond that, everything else is personal preference. There is no inherent advantages that one race has over the other. Now, class selection, this is a big one. The class selection in Guild Wars 2 is divided up into 3 categories: light, medium, and heavy, with 3 classes of each weight. Each of the 9 classes has 4 elite specializations associated with them, and they will be available based on which expansions you have purchased. We will cover expansion specifics later. However, all of the elite specs can be unlocked from Heart of Thorns, Path of Fire, End of Dragons, and Visions of Eternity. These elite specializations can be changed at will and require no resources to switch, so once you unlock one, you can hop in and out of it whenever you want. Oftentimes, many people play multiple classes and multiple elite specs at the end game, so don't get overwhelmed by the choices here. After you have your race and class selected, you will be thrown into a tutorial area, and this doesn't really explain a whole lot. However, you will get the idea on how to move around, WASD movement, double tap to dodge, etc. There are a few things you will want to do, which brings us to stop number 3 on our journey: settings and optimization. Guild Wars 2 is an older game, and while it utilizes older hardware effectively, it doesn't utilize new computer hardware super well. It is CPU focused, and it can basically run on any modern system or older system. However, many of the graphical effects can cause frame rate drops, stuttering, because of the way it uses your hardware. The options menu can be opened by pressing F11, and there are a few changes you want to make, primarily to shadows, reflections, character model limit, and character model quality under the graphics settings tab. Also, in the general options, you have checkboxes like player camera shake, camera teleportation, free camera, and so on, which most players like to customize. Typically, the hot button items are changing your ground targeting to either instant or fast with range indicators, and disabling double tap to evade in favor of binding a dodge button in your control options. Also under control options, we have strafe left and right, as well as many weapon and utility skill binds, which can be changed based on your preference. If you are coming from another MMO or you like to have macros bound to your mouse or so on, taking the time to do this will drastically improve your experience. Moving on to the hero panel. By pressing H, you have access to the hero panel. This is kind of a one-stop shop for your character and in some places your account. The primary area you'll be focusing on, at least at first, will be the Achievements tab, which is marked by a little circle icon. Following that, you want to take a look at the Character Adventure Guide. This is broken up into 5 volumes, which need to be completed in order, but by focusing on these, you will level up extremely quickly. Sometimes you will be able to finish a volume prior to being the appropriate level to survive the zones of the next volume, so don't feel stressed if every action you are doing isn't contributing to the Character Adventure Guide. This panel can be very messy, however, learning to navigate it is the best way to find things to do in Guild Wars 2. Unless you want to just run around and discover things as they happen, many of Guild Wars collections are hidden in the Achievements tabs, from legendary collections to collections for ascended weapons with unique skins. So I know it can be a mess, but it is worth it to dig around in here. Getting comfortable opening up the hero panel, navigating to achievements, and looking at the Character Adventure Guide is going to significantly increase your ability to level, which is what we are talking about next, is getting your first level 80 character. Leveling from 0 to 80 in Guild Wars 2 takes about 15 hours depending on how serious you are about following the Character Adventure Guide. If there are special events happening, you can level significantly faster. We see this with the New Hero Startup or Guild Wars Anniversary events. Oftentimes they will give a server-wide bonus to experience. However, the best way to level up is through exploration, completing dynamic events, and once again, focusing on the Character Adventure Guide. This is broken up into volumes, as I mentioned before, and if you focus on these, you can meet that 15-hour timeline fairly easily. Many veterans of the game often cut this time down to sub 10, even sub 8 hours. The tasks are everything from discovering points of interest and waypoints to gathering different materials to completing hearts. The main difference is that the different volumes need to be completed on different maps. So not all hearts qualify, you need to be on a specific map. Additionally, you need to complete the previous volume before the next volume opens up. But focusing on this guide will be a good introduction to the various systems in the game, crafting, consumables, but in short, whatever you want to do to level up your character, whether it's by running around exploring or following the Character Adventure Guide, or just killing random mobs, there is no wrong way to do it. Realistically, during the leveling process, the gear, equipment, trait, and skill level ups don't matter at all. You will find yourself with a fully unlocked core specialization with all of the skills and traits unlocked by the time you hit level 80. There's no wrong way to do it. There's no way to mess things up, and you did not choose the wrong skill or anything like that. If you are playing on a free-to-play account, there will be some restrictions. Lion's Arc will be restricted until level 35, and you cannot leave the starting zone until you are level 15. This is just an FYI. Once you hit level 80, you will likely feel overwhelmed since you will still have a significant amount of maps and areas to explore, but don't worry because we are looking at the last stop for this video right now. The last stop on our journey is the Wizard's Vault, and this becomes available to your account at level 80. Even if you are a free-to-play account and you hop on an alternate character that is not level 80, you can still make progress towards the Wizard's Vault on non-level 80 characters. Now, the Wizard's Vault can be a bit confusing, but in short, this is the dailies or weeklies system in the game. There are a few special achievements that will guide you in different ways or try to encourage you to do specific content. Many of these will be related to expansion content. However, you can complete the dailies and weeklies even with a core game or free-to-play account only. The Wizard's Vault is the best time to value for any account. It is the best way to get gold, it is the best way to get laurels, mystic coins, ascended gear, and weapon boxes. I want to note that you also get Mystic Clovers and Blackline chest keys here. The Clovers are used in legendary weapons, which are a very popular endgame PvE goal, and the Blackline chest keys are one half of the gacha loot box system that Guild Wars 2 has. I do not recommend you ever buy these with gold or gems. However, you can get them for free in the Wizard's Vault, so even if you get garbage from them, it can be fun to roll the dice. The gold and ascended gear is a start to set you up for the actual endgame of Guild Wars 2, and believe it or not, you are at this point already. So you can start grinding fractals, raids, or start working on legendary weapons from this point. I'll be covering all of this stuff in my next new player guide. But if you have found this helpful, once again, I am an ArenaNet partner. If you want to try the game out for free or purchase anything, you can use my referral link in the description to support the channel. With that, I want to thank you for watching. A big thanks to all my subscribers and a special thanks to all of my members who support the channel. More new player guides to come with explanations of different systems. So sub if you haven't already, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.